Morning, everyone. It's the morning after the night before the Golden Globes. I thought I'd do more of, obviously we haven't seen everything that's in the Golden Globes this year or that was nominated. We've seen a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of films and a lot of series just haven't reached our shores yet. So obviously it was the Television Awards and it was the Film Awards. I'm just going to walk through some of the big winners, well, all of the winners, and give you my feedback, where we can give our feedback. I want you to share with us your thoughts. Not surprisingly, Best Television Series drama went to The Crown. I mean, it's good, it's great. We loved the first couple of series. We were enjoying the last series. I struggled, as you all know, probably anyone who follows the channel, with the Diana storyline. Not because the actress wasn't very good, and obviously we're going to get to her. She was a big sort of not surprise of the night, but she was a big hit for the English contenders or the British contenders. But The Crown won Best Drama, beating Lovecraft Country, which I thought was all right. The Mandalorian, I'm a fan, but I don't think it's that good. Ozark, disappointed. And Ratchet, or the series about the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest nurse. We liked the start of it, and then it just began to feel like every other series by, is it Ryan Murphy? Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy. Our friend Lee Peart will be very pleased with this. Schitt's Creek wins again. And we still have yet to give it our attention properly beyond the first episode of the first series, which we found a bit lumpy and a bit bumpy. But Schitt's Creek, yet again, I mean, it's a multi-Golden Globe winner, beating shows like Ted Lasso. Judy Phillips, you were recommending us check that out too, so we will. Best Television Limited Series, Anthology Series or Motion Picture Made for Telly. The winner was The Queen's Gambit, and we really loved that. But, I was slightly kind of pulling for unorthodox, if I'm honest. I thought that was a really neat, really unusual, really unexpected. I mean, The Queen's Gambit was unusual and unexpected too. So fair play to Anya Taylor-Joy and all the production there. They beat out Normal People and Small Axe and The Undoing, which of course we saw on Sky. Best performance by an actress in a television series drama is Emma Corrin for her performance as Princess Diana in The Crown, beating Olivia Colman, Jodie Comer, Laura Linney in Ozark and Sarah Paulson. Really pleased for her. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I found it may have been an accurate portrayal of a simpering Princess Diana, but it was, for me, actually, was the point at which I had to turn off. I couldn't bear it. I just couldn't bear it anymore. And as if a sort of a perfect match made in heaven, or certainly in Golden Globe heaven, Josh O'Connor also won Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series Drama for his performance as Prince Charles, beating out Jason Bateman. I can't see how any performance like Prince Charles could beat out Jason Bateman. I mean, my concern with the Princess Diana and the Prince Charles performances in The Crown is, where's the line between imitation versus interpretation and performance? Whereas Jason Bateman gives us a sensational performance in Ozark across the series. Bob Odenkirk was also nominated there for Better Call Saul. I bailed out Better Call Saul after about 6 episodes of season 1, just feeling this isn't Breaking Bad, but I hear it gets better and better. Best performance by an actress in a television series, musical or comedy, Catherine O'Hara, Schitt's Creek, yet again, an unknowable force for us. We're not really aware of any of the other shows. Emily in Paris, Lily Collins, she beat Ellie Fanning in The Great. We started to watch that. We enjoyed the first episode. Don't know why we haven't gone back, but Catherine O'Hara won. Jason Sudeikis has won for Ted Lasso for Best Performance by an Actor in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy. Tell us about that. We haven't seen that either. As I say, Judy, one of our followers, has said it's well worth a look. Nicholas Hoult was nominated in there for The Great. Don Cheadle for Black Monday. Apparently there's a bit of beef, or comedic beef, was there, between Don Cheadle and Jason Sudeikis. Is that how you pronounce his name? Don Cheadle kind of winding him up when he did his acceptance speech. Apparently it's just a thing for people from Kansas. This was a surprising one. Best performance by an actress in a television supporting role, Gillian Anderson, for her portrayal of Margaret Thatcher in The Crown. So The Crown clearing up in all top acting categories there, beating Helena Bonham Carter, Julia Garner in Ozark, and Cynthia Nixon in Ratchet. She was good as Margaret Thatcher. I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's not just imitation, and I'm not saying for a minute that it's an impersonation, but It's a fine line, isn't it? When it comes to award ceremonies, I do sometimes wonder whether you're looking for someone who brings something completely different. Rather, it could be seen as quite surface. Best performance by an actor in a television supporting role. I was pleased to see this. John Boyega for Small Axe. I'm horrified to say I still haven't had time to watch any of them beyond The Mangrove. John Boyega won, beating in the Steve McQueen sort of anthology series, really, if you like, called Small Axe. Beating Donald Sutherland in The Undoing, Daniel Levy in Schitt's Creek, Brendan Gleeson in The Comey Rule. Best performance by an actress in a limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for TV, Anya Taylor-Joy for The Queen's Gambit. I'm really chuffed for her. Really, really chuffed. She beat out Daisy Edgar-Jones from Normal People, which we caught. Shira Haas from Unorthodox, who we thought was absolutely remarkable. Kate Blanchett from Mrs. America. I mean, I'm really pleased. She carried a series on chess. I mean, you've got to checkmate if you can carry a series on chess. Best performance by an actor in the same category as Mark Ruffalo for I Know This Much Is True. I saw this floating around and I don't know, something didn't take me towards it. But he beat out Bryan Cranston in Your Honour, which we're looking forward to catching on Sky soon, and Hugh Grant in The Undoing. Mark Ruffalo, we're a big fan of Mark Ruffalo, obviously plays the Hulk, but still haven't quite seen that show. Then we get into the movies, and the best motion picture was won by Nomadland, the film starring Frances McDormand. We haven't yet had the luxury of watching this. And as far as I can tell, it's sort of about the sort of almost traveller community of America. I think it uses a sort of documentary / stylized approach to Frances McDormand's sort of travelogue journey through her own various communities. That one, Best Motion Picture, quite significant insofar as Chloe Zhao, the director, is also the producer, so the first Asian woman to win a producer Best Picture category, and as we'll discover, she also won Best Director. Most notable, Nomadland beat out The Father, starring Anthony Hopkins. Mank, which I think was Netflix's key hope for Oscar success this year, starring Gary Oldman. Promising Young Woman with wonderful Kerry Mulligan, about a sort of revenge sort of pastiche by, I think, one of the co-writers and directors of some of the episodes of Killing Eve. And The Trial of the Chicago 7. So Nomadland beat all of those. I was not a fan of The Trial of the Chicago 7. Not to say it wasn't an important film and an important story to be heard. I just found it a bit dated and a bit leaden in the way that it did things. Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. I was surprised that I haven't seen it yet, but Adam Sandberg's Palm Springs didn't get it. Borat's subsequent movie film. Now we that came up in some of our top 10 films, and I think it's an important film politically, but to win a gong. I didn't feel it was particularly complex, sophisticated. It was a series of sketches strung together. So, on the one hand, it's kind of entertaining to see that it won, but doesn't really, I don't know if it necessarily merits it myself, but there we go. Best Director Motion Picture, Chloe Zhao, the director of Nomadland. I think we're looking at a potential Best Picture Oscar and Best Director Oscar winner here with Nomadland. She beat off, again, Emerald Fennell, the director of Promising Young Woman. Mank, One Night in Miami by Regina King, and Aaron Sorkin in The Trial of the Chicago 7. For me, from what I sense from the trailers that I've seen, that feels like a right decision. Best Performance by an Actress in a Motion Picture Drama. We need to watch this. It's available now. Andra Day in the United States versus Billie Holiday. I think that was a big surprise and a big... She's a relative newcomer, I think. I've not heard of her before. Beating out Frances McDormand, quite an achievement. Kerry Mulligan was in there, and Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman was nominated, which we loved. She was very powerful in that, and Viola Davis. So Andra Day, huge congratulations to her. That will be a remarkable victory. Very movingly, the best performance by an actor in a motion picture drama went posthumously to Chadwick Boseman, who won for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He beat out Anthony Hopkins, who I think was also considered a favourite for The Father, and Gary Oldman in Mank, and Riz Ahmed, one of our favourite actors in Sound of Metal, where he plays a heavy metal drummer who starts to lose his hearing. But Chadwick Boseman there, winning a very meaningful award posthumously. Another big surprise, and she's not one of my favourite actresses, Rosamund Pike winning for I Care a Lot by an actress in a motion picture, musical or comedy. And I really think Maria Bakalova deserved to win in this category, because if anyone held Borat the movie together, it was Maria Bakalova, who essentially plays Borat's sort of daughter. Anya Taylor-Joy was in there for Emma, Kate Hudson for music, but for me, Rosamund Pike, I'm not saying she's not good, but I just find her a bit samey, and I do get a little bit, I do feel that there's a certain sort of coterie of, am I wrong in saying this, Etonite, slightly privileged actors and actresses coming from the UK that seem to be hoovering up all the attention? Where's our grassroots actors? I don't know. Rosamund Pike for me just feels like one of them. Best performance by an actor in a motion picture, musical or comedy, Sacha Baron Cohen for Borat, subsequent movie film. I was sad to see, I haven't seen Andy Samberg in Palm Springs. It's supposed to be very good, very funny. It was a big hit at Sundance. But I did see Dev Patel in The Personal History of David Copperfield, and I thought Dev Patel was absolutely brilliant. I've not been a major fan of his prior to that, but I thought he really, really availed himself in that. And again, Sacha Baron Cohen, it was funny at times, but it's the same skit sequenced together for me. So I'm not entirely convinced by that. Best performance by an actress in a supporting role in any motion picture was Jodie Foster in The Mauritanian, beating Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy. Still haven't seen Hillbilly Elegy. Was really moved by the trailer, and then was kind of put off by the fact that Glenn Close was beginning to look more and more like an extreme version of Mrs. Doubtfire. So Jodie Foster beat out Olivia Colman in The Father, Amanda Seyfried in Mank, and Helena Zengel in News of the World, the wonderful young 12, 13-year-old actress who was also in System Crasher. I thought she was brilliant in System Crasher. I don't feel the director of News of the World quite knew what to do with her. And while she was there, for me, she was just kind of there. You'll see our review of News of the World coming to the channel soon. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in a motion picture, Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. Very excited about this film. He's one of our favourite actors, very excited for him. Beat out Bill Murray on The Rocks and Jared Leto in The Little Things. Best motion picture, animated motion picture. We started Soul, didn't persist with it, went back to it, and it was an absolute crowd-pleasing, wondrous, thought-provoking, tear-jerking, brilliant piece of animated filmmaking. And Soul, for us, is a justified winner there, so that makes total sense. And Best Motion Picture, Foreign Language, is a movie called Minari. And I was listening to J.J. Abrams interviewing both the director and the lead actor in it. And that sounds like a really charming and interesting foreign picture film. Again, hasn't landed over here yet. We haven't had the luxury of being able to see it. Best Screenplay was Aaron Sorkin, The Trial of the Chicago 7. I'm not surprised by that. I was very underwhelmed with The Trial of the Chicago 7. I felt it was like a courtroom drama done in a pantomime style. Best Original Song, IOC or Scene from The Life Ahead. Don't know anything about that. Best Motion Picture, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross for Soul. Again, the Pixar movie. That kind of makes sense. Beating out The Midnight Sky. Tenet. That was a good soundtrack by Ludwig Göransson. And Trent Reznor also was nominated for Mank. And therein lies the list of awards and winners. I mean, my biggest, in a sense, surprise and disappointment is the prevalence of Borat and Sacha Baron Cohen. I mean, I like Sacha Baron Cohen. He's a great comedian, and he's a great comedian. I didn't think he was particularly that good in The Trial of the Chicago 7 either. I felt he was kind of gurning a bit too much in that. So anyway, tell me, what are your thoughts on what won? What are your thoughts on what didn't win? Any injustices there? Do you share my thoughts that we have a very, very chattering upper coterie of kind of Etonite actors that seem to be winning everything in the UK? Where are our sort of grassroots, gritty, sort of real life actors? And what did you think of the American winners there? Tell us your thoughts, share them below, and let's keep up the conversation.
For more film and family fun, don't forget to click the subscribe button and make sure to click the bell to never miss an update.